Good morning, Ms. Sakun and my fellow classmates. Thank you all for being here today. I will start with a quick introduction of both of us. So I'm Chang and she's Poi. We're here today to share our findings regarding the AEOI. So before I started with my part, I would like to ask all of you a question. Are you guys aware of how serious tax avoidance has impacted the world? Yes. It's great that you are aware of it, but it's okay if you don't as well. Because I will now address the problem first, then only dive into the solution for this issue. So, according to the article published by Polanski in 2019, there is up to $420 billion in corporate tax being shifted out from 79 different countries. And through evaluation, there's up to $120 billion in loss of tax revenue each year. The losses are equally high for developing country and the developed country. So in this narration, the evasion of profit tends to hit the developing country more, as the welfare system will be badly disturbed. And why is it so? Because it is mainly because the developing country will not have enough fund for their welfare system, and the major financial sources for the welfare system will be coming from the money taxed from the lower income group. So this issue has been bothering numerous countries over years. In 2014, OECD came out with a global standard called AEOI, which is an acronym for Automatic Exchange of Information. And countries who wanted to participate in this will need to go through 7 steps of the implementation, which is commitment and monitoring, expert confidentiality, authoritative evaluations, assuring the network, compliance with the technical exchange requirement, professional assistance, and lastly, review the outcome. Without spending much time in explaining each step, I will now explain how AEOI works first, then straight into how it tackles tax avoidance. So, as an illustration, with AEOI, information regarding bank and financial accounts is reported by the banks to the domestic tax authorities. This exchange the information with the tax authorities in their AEOI partner countries. Responsibility for levying the tax thus lies fully with the authorities in the AEOI partner countries. So basically, AEOI tightens the loopholes that occur in the taxing systems. As many of us have already known, MNC often takes the advantage of being able to set up various branches in different countries as one of the ways to shift the profit from one country to another. And this indeed increases the challenges for the tax authorities to actually collect the correct amount of their tax residents, as the income recorded is not correctly. However, with the implementation of AEOI, countries can exchange financial information of one particular. Hence, the tax authority can cross-check one's transaction to ensure that the tax paid is in accordance with the amount one has earned. And that's all from me. Nampo E will continue from now.
So as you know that the main income of a government mostly are from the tax. And by implementing AEOI, it can help government to increase their income and also let the tax authority to work more efficiently by using this AEOI system. But of course, not everything is 100% perfect and include AEOI. When there is a benefit, there must be come with some downside. One of the example is by implementing AEOI, it will affect the cost for administration increase due to by implementing AEOI, it will require a special labor force, tools, and devices. And furthermore, AEOI will also increase the risk on exploiting private financial information on network. Like one of the example cases is there is a case happened during in 2019 Bulgaria, this country has suffered from the cyber attack, and from the cyber attack, they successfully steal nearly 5 million of private information accounts from this country. Means that almost whole of the citizens in the Bulgaria have suffered from this tragedy. Not only that, after implement AEOI, the people who often work in foreign countries will facing a trouble in register a bank account due to they don't have a fixed tax residency. And even though they are willing to create an account which is traceable. And on the other hand, there are some recommendations for AEOI. So cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a kind of digital currency. And maybe you might ask yourself, what is cryptocurrency? Is that something that the in-game currency for you to purchase exclusive items in our game? No, digital currency is something like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. And this kind of currency mostly will be used in illegal or legal business deal, like the illegal business deal, like something like purchasing or selling organ, private information from government, and also you can use this kind of those cryptocurrency to buy gun in the deep web. And this kind of the digital currency, they have no fixed value. Their value is depend on the demand on the market. When there is a high demand, means that their value will be increased, and when there is a low demand, their value will be decreased. Like for example, for the Bitcoin, their peak value near to 20,000 US dollar during in the year 2017, and after that they fell to 10,000 US dollar during in year of 2019. And coming back to AEOI, is there any relationship between cryptocurrency and AEOI? Of course it is. This is because cryptocurrency are not certified by bank, means that AEOI can't trace the transaction history of the cryptocurrency. If the taxpayer receives their income through cryptocurrency and it carried out in a blockchain platform, it will become a challenge for AEOI to trace the transaction history of the source of the cryptocurrency, and it will become a challenge for AEOI to carry their job. And so in the recommendation, they actually the cryptocurrency has become one of the channels for AEOI is also because there is no standard and classification for all governments. Some of the government will classify the cryptocurrency as an asset, but not as a currency for them, like a money, something like the money they will flow between each other. So this is end of my speech. Thank you.
Any questions?
So for the AEOI, it's applying to like every country, or is there only like specific countries?
Countries who wanted to participate in this, they will go through these steps, but not every country wanted to.
So it's up to them.
Yeah, it's
decide.
But they will encourage them to like work together because they will benefit between each other.
Right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, to what extent has this actually been adapted? How many countries roughly did participating?
So far it's more than 50 countries.
More than 50 countries. Was there any resistance to adapting this, or were they, was it something that the governments of other countries were looking forward to?
Basically, this is really encouraged by a lot of developed countries now, because they actually ask the developed countries to help with, like, to actually provide help to the developing countries. Hence, they both can work together and to resolve the issue occurring tax system.